6,065 pounds, as you see it here today. The J-Feather 25 RB landing here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Last year, I called these the hands down most improved ultralight out there on the market, and they have not taken their foot off the pedal. At a glance, it looks very much like the previous generation J-Feather, and that's good because they did some good things. But as we go through this, you're going to see that they made a handful of small but really nice quality of life improvements that you are going to love. Always like to begin our tours here at Haylett RV with the slide or slides closed. Give you a peek at it in travel mode so you can see what you can get to with the slide or slides closed. As you see here, this layout generally has a pretty good travel access. It is not the easiest necessarily in this model to reach the bedroom, and I think that's one of the things folks like about our tours here is, if something's not awesome, sometimes we'll share that with you too. Like, you have the room. If you do a Dukes of Hazzard yeehaw over the countertop here, you could jump over that counter, but you don't. I don't know. I don't know that you really got to worry about that too much for a couple reasons. One, this is a rack and pinion slide, which a lot of ultralights do not have. And what that means to you is that you can walk over here and you can go like this, and you can bump the slide button that much, and suddenly we could squeeze our way up through the bedroom. Now, maybe you're a little bit bigger than me, maybe you need to open it a little more, but you can. You can leave this slide partially open, temporarily, to be able to get through it. Now, when it is partially open, it's not as protected as when it's completely open or closed, but it's good enough that if you just need to get in here and pack up, you can do that. There's no sweat with that. So if we do need to squeeze up here, we need to get to our closets, we need to get to our storage, we can do all that stuff. If you need to get up there at a travel stop real quick to grab something like a jacket you forgot, you can do all that. With the slide closed, we can obviously get through our kitchen, all the drawers. They position the drawers very intelligently to be travel accessible. And then, from there, we start to see those small but really nice updates I mentioned. They integrated so seamlessly into this that at a glance it's actually kind of easy to miss them. But it really is, when we get the slide open, that this one kind of truly comes to life and comes into its own. We are looking at the modern farmhouse decor today. J-Feather offers two decors. And we are going to look at this camper with certain pieces of optional equipment present, such as the theater seating on the left side of the screen here. We'll come back and look at that in more detail in a minute. All I want to mention is just remember, the one that we're looking at here in this video today, think of it like a car commercial. It could be different from the one that you see when you actually come here to the dealership, so keep that in mind. All of the windows open for airflow, but I wanted to show off those nice blackout shades, plus it kind of helps the camera a little bit, gives us a better experience going through the RV. Tons of lighting in here, and again, the theme in this generation of J-Feather is quality of life improvements. For instance, right here in the slide out, you can see there's a little switch above the dinette cushion. That is for the lights above the dinette. You'll see something similar over here beside the theater seating. So you have switches for lights in their respective zones. Little things like that add up to a couple dollars, but they also add up to something more enjoyable. A major quality of life enhancement, though, is the complete removal of any and all carpet from this. And I love how Jayco has started using the same flooring material in the main cabin as you see in the slide out, because it gives it such a clean, seamless look. It's easier to clean, and it just looks larger. I'm really a fan. If need be, naturally, that dinette can fold down into a guest sleeper. It'd be all right for, maybe a grandkid, big dog, something like that. I would definitely have to curl up on the thing, but I think if I was going to be spending the weekend in your J-Feather, I'd throw an airbed on the floor and I'd be good to go. I respect the fact that I'm a guest here and I don't need you to rearrange your whole camper on my account. You can see there is obviously easy access storage doors below the dinette as well. And that big wide open bedroom door, that opening in a sense, not even a door, it makes the whole thing look and feel larger when it's open, but you see that you do have a sliding pocket privacy door here. Now what's cool is Jayco doing Jayco things. One of my, I think a new nerdism I'm going to start using more and more the way these things have improved so much, is you see that little latch? Well, there's a matching latch on the other side of that door. So even though it is a sliding door, it can still be locked from the bedroom side. It can be latched so that you don't have to worry about people popping in and peeking at you while you're sleeping. Now below that sealed edge waterproof type countertop right there, you see that below the sink, you've got yourself a big chunk of space. Now I suspect some people are going to say, on the left side, why didn't you leave that open for a wastebasket? And here's the good news. If that's the only thing you need, folks, we could very easily just trim that back a little bit and make that a wastebasket space for you. But if nothing else, there's at least extra shelving there. And I love the fact that they didn't just cut the corner and waste it. They said, we're going to put all the shelf storage space in this we possibly can. From there, you see that we've got drawers to the floors in these Jaycos. That's something Jayco's very good about all over the place. Once again, kind of a Jayco doing Jayco things. 4 plywood full extension ball bearing glided drawers, plus the handy little sponge drawer up top because they had space, so why not? Now, a cool note on that oven over there, that is a Furrion oven. And the reason I want to specify that is because Furrion ovens are one of the only ones where the sparker knob actually will light the oven. It's kind of cool. They actually have a little safety mechanism in there, so it won't start pumping gas into the oven space until it detects spark. So you don't have to go on your hands and knees to try to light that thing. Our overhead cabinet space here is a good time to mention that we do have all pocket screwed cabinetry with hardwood cabinet door frames. Same kind of construction on the cabinetry you find all the way up through a 2+3 year full-time RVing warranted North Point in the Jayco lineup. Pretty cool stuff. I love that counter to cabinet backsplash behind the sink there. High-rise sprayer faucet. Inset recessed into that sealed edged countertop. We have a double sink with a full cover on the left side, then a dish drying rack, there you go, on the right side, and a little pop-up power tower there below that kitchen breeze window, and that does open for airflow. Common question I get sometimes is, why do they always put metal blinds in the kitchens? That's because it's too close to a fire source here in the oven. It's a fire code item. Now, here's a big one, ladies and gentlemen. Something I think a lot of folks are going to be very happy with. Like, you see that there's a drawer below the refrigerator. That's normal. That was there before. But something that wasn't here before was the optional 12-volt compressor-driven refrigerator that you now have available in these J-Feathers. And it's easy to miss, because normally these refrigerators all come with the same faceplates. Jayco worked with Furrion, their supplier, and I actually, to kind of demonstrate this, to give you an idea, these are fairly easy to exchange, actually. I popped this trim piece off the side here. You can see that's what it normally looks like. To show you, you can actually just exchange those very easily. So they worked with Furrion to basically match the fridge to the farmhouse decor, which I think is very, very cool that they did that. You can get the optional 15,000 BTU air conditioner in these as well to really maximize your cooling. So we've got, better air conditioning. We've got like roughly 40% more cold storage here than was available last year. And our RV check-in guy, he actually goes, Josh, this fridge, it's already frozen, man. I'm like, I know, those things work really well, and they work in transit like crazy. We'll come back to the entertainment center. First, I want to check out the storage around it. You got a little tiny shoe garage nook on the bottom, little bit of pantry-tainment storage capacity on here, little space up top, and this big fan. I'm a big fan of that big fan. And in case you hadn't noticed, dad jokes are what you get with us here at Haylett RV. But this is an awesome thing. This used to be optional, and it actually became so popular they rolled it into their standard package here. And the location of this varies by floor plan, but J-Feathers have these now. They had them the last year at Haylett RV because we optioned them in, but now everybody has them. Going past our command center here, though, behind the entertainment, this is the true pantry-tainment storage. You see a couple of those drunken octopus coat hangers. There's some on either side. And you've got this like walk-in closet with pantry storage space. But what's nice is as we just reach inside here, there you go. It's got a motion activated light up top. Now you can turn that on or off, but it is nice that it kicks on when we need it. And in case you're wondering, this is why I call this a drunken octopus coat hanger, because it looks like we're starting around a drunken octopus fight club with these things. I also thought I'd give us a nice look at the whole side of the RV here without all of the cabinet doors open, which is how we saw it previously, because it does have a very clean, refined look. And This is one of those models where I think the modern farmhouse decor really does a lot for the RV because it really has a chance to showcase a lot of that lighter, brighter, whiter wood tones with the, I'm not good at this. I'm not good at home decor stuff, but I've gotten it wrong so many times. You folks have corrected me. Thank you, by the way. I think that's called antiquing or something like that. The little accent tones that they put on here. It just gives it that third dimension. So it's not just a straight, flat white. It just looks classy to me. So once again, we've got that wide open bedroom entry, not even so much as a door, but like a walkway. You've got your hanging closets on both sides, but I wanted to pop one open so I wouldn't forget to show you. You do have these removable shelves here. If you don't need so much hanging space, you need more folding space, dresser space, you've got it. There are outlets right here on either side of the bed. J-feathers are camp queens. However, you notice they did leave you plenty of room for a true queen if you want. And you'd still be able to walk around the bed if you do apply one of those. Now up top there, above that breeze-through window, you see that we do have TV hookups. And I love this extra vent here in the bedroom. Now it is right now, if you notice, a conventional like air exhaust blade fan like you'd have in a bathroom. So you have a dedicated bedroom exhaust fan. You have a living room XL fan. You have a bathroom exhaust fan. This RV has triple ceiling vent 12-volt fans in it. It's really cool. It's a lot. That's a lot of airflow. Now, if you're noticing real close, you see how there's a little bit of a blue light behind the right-hand closet, but not the left-hand. Both sides of the bed, next to the outlets, have their own switches. And what you notice back there is it's actually kind of like a hidden CPAP storage headboard area. It's very smart, very cool, and I love those little details. Once again, it's not just Eagle doing Eagle things anymore. It's become Jayco doing Jayco things all over the place. I already talked about the larger, more powerful central air system, but what is kind of cool on these, if I get up close to one, you see that all of our air vents can be opened, closed, and turned individually. That's a very underappreciated factor on all of Jaycos. They all do that. A lot of people don't realize that, and you don't realize how much you appreciate it until you're in an RV that doesn't allow for it, I suppose. Now you see how our TV is pivoted out for easy viewing from the kitchen or dinette. Obviously, it faces directly toward your slide seating. Right here you see the optional theater seating that we've applied to this specific model that we have in stock here at Haylet RV. And that is what I like to call the No Neck Wrecker Entertainment Center on the corner of Boardwalk and Park Place. Right below that, though, you've got your kind of streaming media focused entertainment unit. It is Bluetooth. It does have HDMI inputs. It is AM, FM. And if you want, they left you an extra little shelf here so that if you're not going to just like plug in, say, like a Roku stick or whatever, if you actually want to put a small DVD player on that shelf or anything, you have the ability to do that. Just plug it into that HDMI port. Now over here, once again, a quick note back to that carpetless slide system. That is a update and upgrade that is going to, I think, change the game. I think a lot of people may have already, in previous years, who were shopping counted J-Feather out, who are going to see it and go, wait a minute, maybe we got to add this back to our list here because these guys are really stepping it up. Optional theater seat that we like to put in these whenever you're directly across from the entertainment center. There is like a hide-to-bed variant that is available as well. Although we do see this more as a couples focused camper. Everybody camps a little different, but this seems to be how more folks are looking for it. If you note though, mounted in the cup holder on the left-hand side here is this handy little pivoting kind of utility dining table. When you're, you need to get up, you can pivot right out of the way. You can get in and out of that chair. And there are two of them. I wanted to show you that they're easily removable. So if you want one, you don't want the other. If you want both, it's kind of in a sense like having a built-in TV tray. Like if you want to sit in the theater seat, kick your feet up, grab a bite to eat, you can really belly that thing right up to you. At least belly in my case, but you get the idea. And the center armrest in that theater seat, it does have a little flip-up storage for things like remote controls, which is so handy. And again, another comfort feature is right here next to your seating. You have a switch that will control the associated overhead lights right above your seating area. It's just those little quality of life features that just, I'm such a fan of little things like that because they make such a big impact on your camping experience. And the 25RB, so-called for the rear bathroom, has itself a large and in-charge rear bath. Great counter space there around a large sink that adult hands can actually fit into. And this is a surprisingly deep medicine cabinet. I mean, that's awesome how much storage it is in there. But it's almost easy to miss because it's just absolutely dwarfed by that big sucker over here in the corner. And I did want to take a second to open it up to show you another cool thing here. Like, there are some companies that will give you a big cabinet and nothing inside. Like, it's just hollow. Well, Jayco gave you shelves, so it's actually functional. But they made this one removable, so that if you need extra hanging space, you got it. These are the type of features that I expect to see at more of like a White Hawk price point, but you're finding it here in J-Feather, lighter and more affordable than Jayco's lightweights have ever been. It's just terribly impressive to me. Like, you got a big corner shower that a big guy like me can actually get into, and then more storage. So even if you do turn that one cabinet into a hanging closet space, you still have dedicated like linen and toiletry space over here. It's just awesome what they're doing. And just like the bedroom, the bathroom sliding door can latch for privacy. So if you are here in the shower in your birthday suit, you don't got to worry about somebody walking in and potentially embarrassing you. And in case you are curious, yes, the window back here does have the same kind of blackout shade we've seen in the rest of the RV. And here's a little tip from your Uncle Josh, the Haylett RV nerd, guys. If it's screaming hot outside, you pull these down and it will do wonders to helping your RV stay cooler. First of all, can we just take a second to appreciate the curb appeal of this thing? Because good Lord, does it look good.
Bruh.
Compared to how they looked in previous years, they just look absolutely stellar. You see those huge baggage doors. We'll take a swing back through those in just a minute here to peek inside all that storage. But I want to note the magnet latches holding those open, making it easy to access. That nose cap looking amazing. In the direct sunlight, it's a little harder to see, but there are some blue, like lightsaber glow beams on either side of that Jayco logo following the contour of the nose cap. And I tell you, those things at night, it's like you can see your camper in the, if you're at a park and there's just all the other RVs, you can see which one's yours in a flash. Power tongue jack doing the heavy lifting for us. This does have a heated enclosed underbelly that is signified by the Jayco, I think they call it Glacier package here. Heated enclosed belly, good for extended season camping. It's big brother, the White Hawk, because this is basically the little brother to the White Hawk 27 RB. Take everything that you find in the J-Feather 25 RB and then add to it, and you get the 27 RB White Hawk, including in the White Hawks now, proven 0 to 100 degree, I guess sometimes called 4 seasons camp capability. One thing I do want to show you over here in this compartment, too, actually, is first of all the battery disconnect, which a lot of things in this class lack. Little items like that add up a couple cents here and there, but keeping your battery from dying when the RV's parked, very, very handy. You'll also see when we go back to the other side, there is lighting on both sides of the pass-through storage, which is really handy. You can see, obviously, we've got heavily tinted windows. We can't see inside this thing. And the slide side windows all opening for airflow, which is really handy. Once again, in this class, in this price point, those things that I'm pointing out are features you don't often find. Now, it seems like pretty much everybody and their brother has some form of enclosed underbelly. Some are heated, some are not. This is heated. But I always like to just kind of take a knee and show you the cleanliness here. One of the other things you might notice a little bit different is this is not on an I-beam chassis. It's actually on a Z-frame Norco chassis. It's made with a lighter but stronger steel. It's called HSLA, high strength, low alloy steel. And basically it's something that you tend, like you see it on the Winnebagos we have here. Some other brands like Big Brother White Hawk does the same thing. And it's a type of chassis, I swear RVs that ride on this chassis seem to have fewer problems because they just seem to hold a little bit better and hold more square. Traditional, it's not like there's a massive difference from traditional I-beams. It's just that I noticed little trends like that over the years. Jumping over to the opposite side, notice that even not the main baggage doors still have the nicer magnet holdbacks. That's one of those little areas where some brands can sometimes save a little, corner cutting money here and there by giving you the plastic holdbacks. These are magnets all the way through. And I love how they did this. Every nook and cranny they could open up, they did. They even threw a light in this little compartment, which they, probably didn't have to. But you know what I thought about? If you open that baggage door and turn on that light, we are right next to our sewer hookup area. And that light would be just enough to really help you see what you're doing out here at night, and then just turn the light off when you're done. You can see that we have a full camp shower here, hot and cold capacity, and there is also a black tank flush over here to help, make sure everything is all cleaned and flushed out. Now, not only do we have all LED inside and outside marker lights, like tails and markers, but J-Feathers also benefit from the Jayco J-Smart lighting system that stands for signals, markers, and reverse travel. What that means is most RVs, when you hit, say, your left turn signal, only that left tail light blinks. On this Jayco, the left tail light blinks, additional upper clearance lights blink, and all of the lights down the associated side of the RV, like the left side of this RV, will blink as well. Handy, handy safety feature. It's one of those things that I don't think you can appreciate until you've been on the road and, you know, somebody didn't realize you were turning and they went to pass you and you just about had an accident, because you don't want to be whipping one of these things around really violently. Like, you know, you don't whip it like Indiana Jones, I guess is what I could say. We are backup camera ready, but kind of log that in your memory bank, because as we go up toward the front of this thing, there's an enhanced element of the observation system prep that now comes equipped on these J feathers. And I thought, hey, I had a chance, I had the space, which I don't always have. Why not pop that awning out and take a good look at it? So, of course, power awning, and it is on a 2-finger easy tilt, which means if you want to give it a nice little angle like I've done here for some rainy day runoff, you can. All you have to do when the awning comes out, like I say, take 2 fingers, put it right here, push her down. Now, when you're putting the awning up, don't put your hand right there because you're going to get bit. I thought I was going to have a scar on my hand from learning that lesson the hard way one time. Once you realize not to do that, it's not an issue anymore. LED lighting all along the base of the awning. And one of the things that is kind of interesting about this RV not having a bedroom door is that it makes it easier for the windows, the awning arm, and more windows basically, to not have to fight for sidewall space with the door. So that does allow them to give you a bigger power awning, which is really, really nice. Now, over here you can see the stable steps that we like to apply to these. We try to put these on just about anything we can. I know they're not the thing that every single person's looking for, but it does certainly seem that 99% of people are really hot to trot about them. Over here, we've got those best-in-class Goodyear Endurance radials, and it's kind of funny, you're watching a few other brands start to adopt the use of these right here, just because they've been so popular on the Jaycos, and for good reason. They have better load ratings, they have higher speed ratings, and you can easily stop at any gas station air pump to put air in these. You don't have to go to an industrial tire shop. You know, they're rated for up to 87 miles an hour. You don't ever need to be driving that fast. It's nice that, you know, you can though. Water heater, I don't know. I figured I'd pop it open, so I don't usually talk about water heaters in this class because most of them have it, but this is a 6-gallon vessel. It is gas and electric, auto ignition and fast recharge, which means you can operate both gas and electric sides at the same time. I believe that gives you about 17.8 gallons of hot water per hour. So when people ask me, what size water heaters does this have? I could say 6, I could say 17.8, and something in between, and technically, all those answers are correct. And that's another good example of how figures lie and liars figure, ladies and gentlemen. You always need to be a little more specific in the question so that you're making sure you're not only getting half the answer. And as long as you're passing through up here, good look at a very generously sized pass-through compartment. I like how they leave kind of these little taller compartments above you, which is actually below the side stands. It just opens it up a little bit, gives you some room for some taller things. If you look on the far end, you can see a battery disconnect switch, which is handy. And kind of a relic of some of the old White Hawk stuff, they've included some power outlets here, which is really cool. In the old White Hawks, it was so you could put a mini fridge here, and I'm not sure you couldn't do that now. There's a lot of room here, but power outlets outside are always useful. And how about side view camera prep? Not just rear camera ready, but side view ready as well. Once again, it is one of those small, silent, but really nice, deadly upgrades. Silent but deadly upgrades on the J feathers. All right, so we have a little bit of a special guest with us today. This is Miss Tammy. And Tammy doesn't work for Haley. She doesn't work for Jayco. Tammy is an RV delivery driver. You see her truck back here, and as you can see, she delivers all kinds of different RVs to all kinds of different dealerships. And without prompting, she said something just now, and I want you folks to hear it from an actual towing professional. What were you telling me that you like about the Jaycos?
The Jayco series, the whole series, I really like because the blinkers blink on both sides of the unit. So if you're driving down the expressway and you're getting ready to change lanes and somebody decides to whip out beside you, they will see blinkers on the whole sides of each side of the unit. And they can either slow down and let you over, or they can choose to do whatever they need to do. But that is one of my favorite features about the Jayco units.
Thank you, Tammy.
You're welcome.
Now she's like, I wish I hadn't agreed to do this. For more information on that stuff, give us a call here at Haylett RV, ladies and gentlemen. We are your information source on the more finer detailed aspects of the RVs that we have here. And before we hop upstairs, one more just awesome little detail I noticed. And you've heard me in my videos, I've said things like Rockwood doing Rockwood things, or Eagle doing Eagle things, but it's not just Eagle anymore, it's really become Jayco doing Jayco things. They are really, really stepping up the detail and the refinement. For instance, just little stuff, little quality of life stuff, like having a switch that will illuminate your exterior step lighting on the outside of the RV instead of the inside of the RV. A lot of campers have switches for the lighting. But first you have to walk up the stairs in the dark, go inside, click the switch, and then walk back down the stairs to see what you're doing. But on these Jaycos, you can do it all outside. Smarter. Our team inside rolling up that awning while I trounce around the, now they're rolling it back out apparently, while I walk around the roof up here. What I wanted to talk about though, couplefold, there's actually more to talk about on a J-Feather roof now than there ever has been in history. The main thing I always want to talk about up here though is the Magnum Truss roof system that Jayco uses across the board. Whether it's this J-Feather, an Eagle, a J-Flight, a Pinnacle, North Point, it doesn't matter. They use variants of the same roof system. And long story short, this has about 50% more load capacity than anybody else in this class. Depending on the model, you're somewhere between 4,200 to 4,800 pounds load rating. That's a lot. Now, if your roof can handle more stress, that means that your roof is going to be a better shock damage absorber, in a sense, vibration absorber when you're going down the road. Because when you're traveling, if we look over here at this Eagle, road stress starts at the ground level and it translates up from the tires through the suspension into the walls, and finally it's expressed in the roof. So having a heavy built roof is something that will keep this RV held together, better, stronger, longer, and better for higher mileage towing expectations. Very cool. Now, right there you can see that big ceiling vent fan that we saw in the living room area, open and exhausting some hot air from the inside. A couple of us were in there talking up a storm, and you know, sales type folks, we blow a lot of hot air. Anyway, do my own sound effects today. Roof solar prep, how about that? You see the little plugs right over there, so that if you want to, other than our footprints here, you can throw some solar panels all over. And speaking of those footprints, they won't be there when you take the RV home, because one of the things that we do for you here at Haylett RV is we don't do hidden dealer fees. So getting that RV here, getting it clean, showing you how it works, all that stuff, propane battery, water electric surge guards, that's just all part of the price tag with us here at Haylett RV. We don't do dealer fees on any of these new RVs. We just don't do it. Short of that though, give us a call, because we do it all: hitching, pieces, parts, trades, finance, RV delivery, and everything in between. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy Haylett camping, everyone.